Imagine a world where rare or inherited genetic disorders could be cured or prevented by precisely targeting the root causes. Rather than just treating blood disorders, retinal diseases, neuromuscular, and other diseases, we would eliminate them. This is the present and promise of gene therapy. But gene-based therapy opens even more possibilities and almost unlimited potential beyond rare genetic disorders. The next generation of pioneering medicines with gene therapy front and center is blazing a path towards truly personalized global healthcare. It's a proactive approach, strengthened by partnering and collaboration, that seeks better healthcare at a lower cost to society. To understand gene therapy, we should start with genes. Cells are the basic units of life, and each cell contains a full set of instructions or genes. Each gene encodes for a different protein, or the business ends of the cell, and the regulatory instructions of when to use this gene. Cells in our body are different, and each cell uses only some of the genes based on its needs. Immune cells will need genes for proteins like antibodies to fight off infections. Brain cells will need the genes that encode neurotransmitters and so on. But sometimes our genes have a glitch in the code. Either one that we inherit from our parents at birth, or one that arises within our own bodies over time. And that can cause disease, because the cells cannot work properly. In some inherited cases, the error is major and will cause a severe disease like hemophilia or Huntington's disease. In other cases, the differences we inherit are part of the natural variation between humans, but can increase our risk of common diseases, like heart disease or type 2 diabetes. But genes can also mutate during our lifetime, especially due to errors occurred over the lifespan, resulting in illnesses, especially cancer. In the future, instead of a series of traditional medical treatments that only manage some diseases, or a lifetime of injections, infusions, monitoring adjustments, and ongoing doctor appointments, patients might instead receive gene therapy treatment to fix that glitch. Already today, there is initial evidence that gene therapy could change the lives of patients with certain diseases by introducing a working gene to step in and do the job of a malfunctioning one. But in version 2.0 or 3.0, gene therapy would involve taking out one gene and replacing it with another, like surgery at a genetic level, or by adding a new gene to produce a protein that is therapeutic, like a vectorized antibody medicine against a target that causes disease. Spark Therapeutics was the first company in the US to launch a gene therapy backed by its robust research, commercial, and manufacturing capabilities. After a long courtship, Roche and Spark aligned their futures. After the December 2019 acquisition, Spark remained autonomous in Philadelphia, helmed by Jeff, who co-founded the company 8 years ago. Chief Scientist Officer Federico Mingozzi leads further discovery and preclinical development of novel gene therapies. Ultimately, the future of medicine will be a combination of complementary approaches, Federico says, including small molecules, large molecules, and the programmable therapies that include gene therapy, cell therapy, bacterial therapies, and RNA-based therapies. Spark Therapeutics is an integral part of that within Roche. Today, healthcare uses traditional drugs that target proteins to manage or treat disease. But gene therapy impacts the genes that code the proteins, and in this way uses genes to treat or someday even prevent disease. Genes can be delivered to cells in different ways. From the beginning, Spark Therapeutics has focused on adeno-associated virus vectors, which are derived from a virus found in nature. Viral vectors harness the innate ability of a virus to enter cells, carrying the therapeutic gene with them. AAVs are an attractive option as a messenger to deliver genes, as they are considered safe, stable, and keep cells intact. One day, gene therapy could become a common approach to use the human body itself as a manufacturing site for therapeutic proteins that we design. Instead of companies like Roche manufacturing proteins in a large-scale, high-tech production plant, protein therapies would go hyperlocal and could be manufactured in your liver, for instance, or in the glial cells in your brain. What gene therapy allows us to do potentially is to use the human body as our own specialized biofactory. That is, we can use programmed genes for the production of protein and antibody treatments against chronic diseases, says Silke Poling, Senior Vice President, Global Head, Therapeutic Modalities, Roche Pharma Research and Early Development. These are the ways we're thinking about how we can all come together to complement and push the boundaries of what we're currently doing. The cost of healthcare, not only financial, but also in quality of life for the patient, is traditionally borne over years, sometimes decades. of treatments or anatomic surgeries. Gene therapy can potentially flip that script, putting the cost of diagnosis, cure, or prevention up front as an investment in fewer chronic diseases and better quality of life in the future. This will require collaboration with health systems across the globe to allow for innovative payment models that ensure the promising science of gene therapy can ultimately reach patients. For more on innovation and science, subscribe to the channel.